Hi everyone, how's it going? All right, this is that full moon reading for, November 30th of 2020. I was just shuffling some of the cards for the angel messages that I'm going to kind of bring in after I read the piles. There's Gertrude. But one thing I did want to say is this one already had popped out. So I just almost want to say like the general theme of this full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini is I really do feel like there are breakthroughs like coming in. This is Archangel Raziel. Joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation, and it's epiphany, and it's number 9. So whenever I see 9, it's closing out a cycle, which is actually what I feel like has been happening. So it's like closing out a cycle and starting something new, and that's what I feel like is happening. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'll begin kind of similar to how I always do these. I'm just going to start with pile A first, and then I'll kind of move through, and I have a feeling I'll pull some archangel guidance as well. So we'll just kind of go through and see what happens. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I'll kind of go through, just put that there so we can kind of see it. Okay, so pile A. So right off the bat with pile A, I am feeling like this full moon is breaking a lot of old thoughts. The first card I'm drawn to is the illusion card. And it's almost like I'm really drawn to the staircase. And like the words that I want to say are kind of like not really knowing your direction. This feels like the energy up until about this point, maybe within the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. But it's almost like not knowing exactly where you're going and just kind of feeling like a little lost or not really knowing what's going on. And not really knowing like what it is that you truly want or how to even like make that happen. And I feel like what's happening is you really like have been transforming this. And it's interesting because I have a feeling like you might not think you were doing the work or not doing like the work to transform this, or you have transformation twice here. So it's like it almost feels like you might have thought like you were just lost, not really knowing what to do and not realizing that you were in the middle of a transformation. The one thing about this card that I love is like she is actually lifting this up, and you see how it's all like light and illuminating. Like she's lifting this up and allowing the butterflies to kind of fly free. That's what I feel like is happening with you, is you are beginning to understand, yes, thank you, your power. So there's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And I feel like you're beginning to understand that everything that you want and everything that you desire is possible, and that it's possible and it's going to come in for you. And I feel like the balance is returning, like the scales are balancing out. And the one thing that this is where I feel like you're at now is like this nurturing phase, just about to step into this like really releasing, this really transformative sort of phase. But I feel like with this full moon, like really nurture yourself, really like, I'm really drawn to the water in this. So it's really like drink a lot of water, but go near water. Like if you have time, like go, sit near a pond or go hiking or do something that like gets you out in nature and gets you near the water. Cause you can even see like the lotus flowers, like how it grows in the murky water and how they come up and they really blossom. It's like that transformation from the dark to the light. I feel like you went through a really huge, life altering like breakthrough at the moment. And it's funny because the obstacles are detours in the right direction. It's so interesting because this has been coming up a lot lately as far as obstacles. And I think people think that because sometimes the pathway is difficult, that they think they're on the wrong path. And that's not true. The difficulty and the obstacles are the pathway. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we continue forward. That's how we finally break karmic cycles. That's how we break generational curses. That's how we grow as our soul. That's how we, we really tap into this internal space. When we have these obstacles, when we have these challenges, that's where we really learn a lot of the growth. The Chariot, which I always think of forward movement and balance. So if you see like the dark and the light, like you have to have both in the same space in order to move forward. So it's like you were really working on balancing out like these dark parts. And when I say dark parts, I mean like somewhere along the way, like we made them think that they are less than a part of us. Like it's parts that we didn't accept within us. And in reality, those dark parts are actually our strengths. So what's happening is I feel like you're understanding these parts of you and you're seeing them in a new light. And because you have been putting in the work, because you have been doing, and still moving forward, even though I feel like you might not think you have been, you are. I feel like because you've been doing that, for some reason, I feel like this has a lot with relationships. Like relationships keep coming up with that, I feel like. And that could be like any type of, partnership. That doesn't have to be just like intimate, relationship. That can be partners, that could be work related, that could be family, friends, like all those types of relationships. But it's interesting because you really focused in on it. You're balancing out what you need to in order to move forward. You're breaking the cycles and you're shifting the mindset and you're breaking through the illusions. You're starting to see things for what it really is. So bravo. For some reason, I want to bring in that smoky quartz for you guys. I feel like that's a really grounding stone, which makes sense with that nurture card. But I would, smoky quartz would be really, really good for you. Then I have 2 of Ariel. It's important to have balance, of course. Working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. That's so funny because this came up, I think, in the last reading, like twice, I think. So this is like a really, I feel like this is like an underlying theme with this full moon. And then you have Queen of Raphael, kind, understanding, giving, psychic, follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. Yeah, so it's like you can see what you're doing. You can see your growth. You can see things differently now. It's like a higher perspective. And because of that, you see she's like really standing in her light. That's what I feel like is happening. Like you're beginning to really illuminate. And it's interesting because you can always be in that energy. It's just along the way we lose sight of our internal power. We allow it to be kind of overtaken by, life experiences that we think are challenges or that aren't good enough or whatever it is. And we take that on as who we are. And that's just not who we are. And then the last one, 9 of Raphael, make a wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. So, and the dog is really standing out to me. But this, I feel like what you see in your mind's eye is yours. So hold that in your heart because I feel like that's where you're headed. Wow. All right, pile A, that was beautiful. All right. Now we're going to go into pile B. Let me just move this over. I love that card. It's one of my favorites. Okay. Kuan Yin. Love, love, love. Oh, wow. Gosh, we have like major transformation going on here. Just make sure that this is the way that so interesting. Oh, sorry guys. My goodness. I'm trying something new and it's interesting. Okay. Okay, pile B. So the overall theme I'm getting for this is, wow, like high priestess energy. That's what this feels like. It feels like you have completely done a 180 in regards to how you view yourself. Like, I mean, even look at this, like, you have the 7 of Wands in reverse and then you have the 8 of Pentacles. Like you've been putting in the work. And instead of like allowing the ego to really take over and allowing, those defensive mechanisms really take hold and really stand up, I feel like you are, the work that you've been putting in has allowed you to stand in and rediscover, I always like to say rediscover because we always have it, our like high priestess energy. So this does feel very feminine to me, like a lot of pink. And I'll talk about Kuan Yin in a moment, but this is like, yeah, so I choose to learn through love. And instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. So it's interesting because it's almost like you have decided to understand that all of these life experiences are meant to strengthen you and not break you. And the minute that we surrender to the outcome of the situation is when we step into that high priestess power. It's when we step into that acceptance, and we just, do you see how like her head is back and she doesn't, like she can't even see where she's going. She's just trusting where she's being led. It's exactly what you're doing. It's like when we like surrender. So it's like, instead of praying for the outcome that like your ego really wants, or trying to force the situation into something that it might not be, you're allowing not only for the highest good for yourself and those involved, but you're allowing spirit and the universe to bring in like something even wilder than your dreams, like something even better than you could have ever imagined, that like will knock your socks off. That's the words I just heard, where it's going to knock your socks off. And it's interesting because this Nourish card, like normally what I'm getting from this is like the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the balance, the duality. Like this is so, what is it? As above, so below. So it's that like duality aspect of it. Like, I mean, like even for the star, it's like, what's the word they're saying? You've dug into what's below the surface. Like you've dug into these parts of yourself that are really scary. Beatrice, stop it. Sorry guys, my dog. You've dug into and like it's 5, so change. So it's almost like you've dug into these parts of you that like you didn't think were worthy enough of your love or someone else's love, and you actually nourish them. So this feels like inner child work. This feels like, really going into the depths of maybe some trauma or some things that, generational stuff, just really like thick, dense energy. And because of that, you have now altered, it's not even altered. It's like you have continued on the correct path, because these challenges and these experiences have been a part of your path, and they create this energy, this compassion. Kuan Yin, like I think of her as like, she's one of the ascended masters, and she came in earlier today too during my Reiki session. So there must be a lot of motherhood, fertility, like Mother Mary always comes in. It's that like motherly energy of just like nurturing and compassion and empathy. And this is like, you've done that for yourself, and now you can do that for other people. It's like I said, the work that you've been putting in, you're going to reap the rewards from it. Like not even financially, because this, like normally pentacles are finances, but this is like fulfillment to me. This feels like inner fulfillment. Like I'm really drawn to the Labradorite for you. It feels very intuitive. I always love doing readings with this because I feel like it's just a very powerful stone, and it's very dominant. Like I feel like your energy is very dominant, but in a very soft, gentle, nurturing way. And it's because you understand the power of the darkness. And I know that isn't easy, because I have done a lot of that work, and I continue to, and I always will, because shadow work and inner child work is some of the most powerful work and most transformative that I have ever experienced. So, okay, hold on. It's a little bit too many. Let me get one more for you guys. Sorry, I'm like trying to do a new layout here with it. There we go. Thank you. And it was the one I put down. They're good. Okay. First one is 10 of Ariel. There's so very much to be grateful for: financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. Yeah, so this goes into that 8 of, or I think it was the 5 of Pentacles that you guys had in this pile. But so this does feel like financial success. But as I said before, financial success to me, in regards to this situation, actually feels like abundance. So that feels like a really well-rounded experience. So that could be family life, that could be work, career, relationships. Like that's what I feel like is coming from pile B. And then the next one is 10 of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten the load lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. That's so interesting. So of course I keep pulling this card for myself, so naturally it would come up in a reading. But this almost feels like you are working a lot, but I don't think that you need to back off on the work that you're doing. Listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your spirit. You know when you're done. You know your own energy. Keep an eye. In this card, it feels like keeping an eye on your energy, but also like lean into the angels more. Like I call them in for everything. Like if I need to get somewhere on time, or if I need someone to just like give me a hug, or if I need like guidance on something, like I call on them and have them like step in and just guide me. Because what that does is it brings the people, the experiences, the finances, like it brings the things that you need in to create that. So it's like, then maybe a good friend of yours calls and, changes your mood or whatever it may be. So just lean on the angels just a little bit more. I am actually just going to take this one. I wanted to pull one more for you guys. The Emperor, Archangel Uriel, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So this feels like when I was just talking about like the High Priestess, and now we have the Emperor. So talk about duality, like talk about total balance and empowerment. You guys are like standing in your power. You have transformed and it is beautiful. Keep balancing, keep leaning into that. You guys are doing the work. I feel like this goes for all of the groups, but I just want to bring that in for the end. Like there is a major breakthrough that's coming in for all of these piles. I do feel, but for pile B in particular, I feel like this one is right around the corner. So bravo. All right, guys, pile C. Let's see here. Pile C. Sorry, guys, if you guys can hear my dog in the background. She's like digging in the couch because she wants more love and I'm not giving her any at the moment. Okay. All right, let's see what we have. All right. Gosh, this full moon is like, seriously, it's like some of the most like transformational energy I have felt in a very, very long time. Right off the bat, I'm getting like, it's like you're Beatrice, get over here. Sorry guys, hold on a second. Come here now. She just ate a pillow. Okay, pile C. Okay, right off the bat, so I'm really drawn to the well-being card. And this I always think of mind, body, spirit. Oh, of course, and the numerology is 3. So it's almost like what I feel like has been on your mind, weighing on you, is this balance that you're trying to find within yourself. But what's interesting is because when I pull the community card, I always think of like the right people coming in, like the right people that fill you up and lift you up versus the people that deplete your energy, or the people that, make you feel any less than who you actually are. And I feel like you have maybe taken a break from certain people or certain situations that maybe haven't been serving, like, I don't even want to say your highest good, but it's like, I feel like you've noticed that maybe like things needed to change, like certain people, the energy that you were surrounding yourself with, was really, you understand how it affects your well-being. You understand how it affects your mind, body, spirit, your day-to-day, your mood, your mindset, like all of these things. And I feel like you've noticed this and you see this. For some reason, I want to bring in the Desert Rose, which actually for me feels like new beginnings. So I want to bring that in for here. But it's almost like you understand the significance that the people that you surround yourself with have on you. And it's interesting because you see all this fire, like all this fire energy. Oh, okay. So it's almost like, for some reason, I just got like Sagittarius, like a fire sign, but almost like Sagittarius season. Like, I feel like this is like, this realization has been coming in the closer we were getting to like, the end of the Scorpio season into Sagittarius. But notice this like light in the sky. like, I feel like this is really empowering for you. Like, it's like you had this like fire, you had this like realization, you had these people around you, and you're really stepping into this like gentle, calming energy. And it's like this dark kind of transforming and coming into this light. It's like, I feel like you understand how important like your energy is. And you're choosing differently. That's what this feels like. I feel like you're really leaving things behind. This is the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. This honestly feels like it's freeing to me. Like, I feel like you feel, what's the word? Lighter. I feel like you left a situation and you feel lighter. And now it's so interesting. So I have color, and then you have light beings. And this actually, these make me feel like signs that are coming in. Like when you're looking for reassurance for like what you're doing. So like say you're making a decision and it's like difficult to make, and you're like, oh, I just need a sign. I need to know. I feel like you are being directly communicated with. And as far as the colors, I'm really drawn to the fuchsia and the yellow in this, which actually makes me think third eye. And so that'd be like more purple, sorry guys, and solar plexus. So this is more of like emotions and sight. So it's like seeing things from a new perspective, seeing people as they are, seeing yourself as you are. I feel like this is really beginning to empower who you are. And as far as the light beings, I feel like Beatrice, oh my God, you guys, she's literally eating my pillows. I can't, stop it. She's going to go in a timeout. As far as the light beings go, I feel like these are the signs. Like when I think of that card, I always think of like intuitive communication. But in this sense, it almost feels like they are dropping signs to you. I'm seeing like feathers. I'm seeing coins. I'm seeing like 222, 333, 444. So it's like, I feel like take note of the emotions that you're feeling and what you're seeing. So emotions that you're feeling and what you're seeing, I feel like they're giving you signs to remind you the path that you're on is the right path. And it's almost like then I'm being brought to, so you have the Strength card, the Devil card, and the 8 of Wands. And this honestly makes me feel like you have, what's the word? It's like you're breaking old cycles. You are letting go of what no longer needs to be. You're letting go of this burden. Like I feel like there's a heaviness, and I feel like where you're going is so much lighter. Like the choices and decisions that you made and that you have been making, and that I feel like you are making at the moment, because this feels like right now, feels like this is like letting go of the old, because the Devil card this is not a bad card. This card is so empowering because it's removing the shackles of things that have held you back. And the 8, I feel like this is forward movement. So it's like you found the strength to let go of the past to move forward. That's what I feel like is happening. And I feel like you had to let go of a lot of stuff that was really heavy on you. And I feel like you're receiving the messages and the guidance that you need. So keep going, because I feel like where you're at, like you might be in it right now, but not for long. Like you're headed into a really beautiful, like peaceful, serene experience in your life. Like I feel like you're doing it. Like you're doing great. And here's another 8. There were a lot of 8s in there. 8 of Michael, you can be free, make a courageous choice, and change your situation, not seeing it clearly. Yeah, so it's like, it's interesting because it's reminding me of the Strength card, the Devil card, and the 8 of Wands. So it's almost like you are the one that holds the power in releasing yourself from the weight of this situation. You are the one who can choose to see it from a higher perspective. And with that being said, I know that is a lot easier said than done. I know it is. But you are doing it. So continue to do it, and continue to understand that this is a lesson in your strength. This is a lesson in you being you. And I feel like calmer waters are like the next step ahead. Like that's what I feel like is the next step ahead. Then we have 5, again, change. Five of Raphael, everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Again, I feel like these are, I'm going to pull another clarifier. Again, it's like the same thing. It's like you're understanding and you're seeing things differently. You're understanding the importance of your power. And of course, God, I love this. I love the angels. You're understanding the importance of these situations and the importance of your energy. I had asked what would be like, what is coming after this, which I feel like this is with the full moon. So this is what's happening now. And then we got the sun, Archangel Uriel. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. And then you have Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. I mean, it's like, even look at the cards, like the dark to the light. You have more of that violet in there. You have more of that feminine energy in there. I feel like whatever you guys are releasing and this cycle that you're breaking is done so beautifully. And I know it's not easy. So I want to say, hang in there. You're doing a beautiful job and you have this beautiful energy that is like right in the next step. You're on that last step of the bridge and then you're over onto the grass. So keep going, guys. I believe in you guys. This was amazing. Again, I'm going to bring in that Epiphany card. I feel like this is like the overall theme of this full moon. Things are changing, clarity is coming, things are moving. Just trust in your divine guidance, trust in your internal power, and just keep going, guys. All right, thanks. Have a good one, guys.